Good morning, my loves. Today I thought I would make a kind of like get ready with me video. It's nothing like fancy. I'm just going to work. It's not going to be the most exciting actually getting ready wise, but I thought it would be nice to chat kind of about what I do, what my job is, like what I need to do to get ready in the morning for my job. I work in the film industry as a stand-in. I thought you guys might want to know, how we're doing, how we're managing filming during these times. So if you want to hear about it, then stick around. So first things first is like the kind of day that we're doing at work. Today we are doing an outdoor shoot and it's raining. So usually like as a stand-in, you stand in place of the actors when the crew is like setting up camera, setting up lighting, and kind of like going through the movements and rehearsing so that the actors can have a break to either like get hair and makeup done or like to go over their lines, to eat, or to just have like just a break. And so it's a little bit harder when you're filming outside in the rain. You're hired because you look like a specific actor. When you're wearing rain gear, you have like your hood up and like you're like in this big bulky jacket. So it's I guess it's kind of easier and harder filming in the rain. I'm just gonna pop in my contacts real quick. I have my thermals on. I love these ones. They're from Walmart. They're so warm. It's really nice. I'm a person who's like always cold. I don't have much muscle on me, so I don't have that kind of like barrier from the cold. It just like gets in and it stays there and I'm like shaking all day. So I need to really bundle up at the beginning of the day and almost like overheat so that I'm good for like the whole day. Oh, well, I'll show you just how much stuff I wear. I have my thermal pants and my thermal shirt, and I'm gonna put on my first pair of socks, which is just like a thin pair, and I'm gonna put them over top of my thermals. Another stand-in told me about this and it is the best idea in the world. I wear my pajamas underneath my rain gear because it is so comfortable. And then I tuck my thermal shirt into my pajama pants. I then put on a second pair of socks. I put on my woolly ones and I put them over top of my pajamas to kind of like keep them in there. And then at this point I kind of decide if I want to put on another pair of pants. Last week was really cold and we filmed outside, so I did wear another pair of pants. So I had on 3 pairs of pants and then my rain pants over top. I know this sounds ridiculous, but it works. Today I don't think it's supposed to be as cold, so I'm going to just do my pajama pants over my thermals and then my rain pants. I hope that that's not going to be a mistake. I guess we're gonna see. And then next up is a good flannel. I don't know, but plaid shirts really help keep like wind out. And then what I would do is I would put my rain pants on over top of this so that it's like, in there. And then I have a wool sweater that my grandma made me that's so warm that I will put over top, but right now I'm hot already, so I'm just gonna wait until the end of the video. In the morning, because of COVID, we have this form that we have to fill out online. You like put your name and then it asks you like a series of questions. So basically it asks you like, have you felt sick in the last 72 hours? And then like it has like all the symptoms of COVID. It's like, have you felt any of these? Do you live with someone who is sick? Do you have a fever? Have you been around anyone who's been diagnosed in the last 14 days? Like those types of questions. And if you say yes to any of them, you can't come to work. The answer is always no for me. I don't leave the house, I don't see anybody. I just submit my form. I get an email that has like a customized barcode for me. And then when I get to work, I show it and they scan it. And then they take my temperature to make sure I don't have a fever. And if I'm all good to go, they give me a wristband, which is basically like one of those like if you go to a party, like the paper, or the pool, that's a good one. If you go to the pool, they give you like a paper wristband that's like colorful. One of those. And we have different colors every day so that they know that you are like cleared for that specific day. While I keep talking, I'm just gonna put in some contacts because when it rains, it really sucks to be wearing glasses. So I'm gonna wear my contacts. So the other thing that we have to do on set because of COVID is wear a mask all the time. Like, literally all the time. Basically, unless you're like in the lunch tent or like in your car, you have to be wearing a mask. I'm an anxious, claustrophobic person, and like, I'm dealing with it, you know what I mean? Like, if I can do it, like, I feel like anybody else can do it too. It was definitely like hard to get used to at first, just because like, you know, we're filming for 10 hours a day, so you have to have your mask on for 10 hours a day. And like the first couple days it was like, wow, like I just wanted to touch it all the time and like, but now I'm used to it. All right, my hair is kind of a mess, but the thing is, I'm gonna be wearing a toque to keep my head warm underneath my hood. So I think if we just give it a nice light brush, I think we'd be fine. It does look really bad though. My mom just texted me. She said, "Are you working today? I hope you're indoors." Because it is so nasty out there. Usually when it's raining out, I don't put very much makeup on, if any at all. But I do moisturize because I find if it is windy, even if it's raining, the wind really dries out my skin. So I just put a little bit of moisturizer. Not too much because I don't want to be greasy, but today I don't have to be in at crew call. Crew call is like a standard call for everyone to know when we're gonna shoot. It's kind of like a general start time, but a lot of people have what we call pre-calls, which is, you know, you have to be there a certain amount of time early to like start getting ready. As stand-ins, we don't generally have pre-calls. We're usually told to be there right at crew call, but I always make sure to get there early because I feel like getting there right on time is like, it makes me feel like I'm late. So I'm usually about 15 minutes early. The only time that we do get pre-calls is when we're getting tested for COVID, which we have to be tested. I believe it's at least once a week. On the show that I'm on, it is twice a week. I think some shows are doing 3 times a week as well. Just so you guys know, it's not like the deep one. You only get that if you're symptomatic. So the asymptomatic tests, they just do it like in your nostrils. Like, it's not like, you know, tickling your brain. They just take like a little spoolie and they just like rub it on the inside of your nostril for like 10 seconds, and then they do the other one. It's really not that bad unless they like accidentally go far back, then it feels like you're gonna sneeze. But for the most part, it's fine. But yeah, that's the only time we get pre-calls, is if we have to come in early to get tested before we work. I think I'm gonna start making breakfast, but I will take you with me. Another interesting thing about the film industry, we go by military time. My call time today is noon, but it just says 1200. Like, there's no like the ... you know what I mean? But let's say my call time was like 7 a.m. it would say 0700. Or if it was 3 p.m. it would say 1500, which I find is really cool. It's really kind of like broadened my brain, because before I had a really hard time with military time, but now I have my phone actually on military time all the time. And there's always memes I see that are like, oh, people who have their phone on military time are psychopaths. But I have to for work, otherwise I will literally be late. I kind of struggle when I have a call time that's a little bit later because I'm a morning person, so I'm always up at like 8 in the morning, even if my call time like today is noon, so I could be sleeping in until like 10. I can't do anything in the meantime. My body goes into like waiting mode, where it's like, I'm ready and I must go to work. I cannot do anything before work. So even sometimes eating is really difficult because I get up and I'm like, I want to just go to work. Like, I don't know what to do, but I have like 4 hours to kill. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? I struggle to eat while my body is in waiting mode, so I'm just gonna have a little protein smoothie, no, protein shake. And then, like, that's it. I'm ready for work. I don't know what else to do. Well, if there is anything else you guys want to know, drop a question in the comments. I tried to kind of touch on everything, but I feel like I've left out stuff. I always tend to leave out like the most important thing. People are like, this doesn't make sense. I'm like, oh yes, I did not tell you literally the most important piece of information. I feel like a lot of people don't know that much about the film industry, and it's just such an amazing industry to be in. It is really one of a kind. And so if I can enlighten you guys about it, you know, that's cool. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you next week. Bye, my loves.